All right, so an issue that has become over the years near and dear to my heart. A lot of people, they get really ambiguous about the differences between Veterans and Memorial Day. And just to knock that out real quick, Veterans Day, it's for the guys who have served, that are still around, that are, just to show them a little appreciation, recognize, their service to the country. Memorial Day is for the people who served, but they didn't survive it. They got over there, they fought the fight, and then they didn't make it out. Now, I like to take the opportunity on Veterans Day, because I've had a few friends that were lost to this and may or may not have heard of the cause that's popped up over the years called 22, and the numbers vary a little bit, but it's a known fact that the suicide rate of service members, veterans, it's a pretty good bit higher than the average American. One thing that people don't always point out is that specifically the minority, which is the females, their rate is drastically higher than civilian females. Just side note, like women, as much as they come across like the soft ones, it's us guys who are the ones killing ourselves the most. I mean, there's like 20 of us per 100,000, whereas you got like 5 women per 100,000 that are doing that. Now, that jumps up to like 29 for women, 29 per 100,000. That's almost 6 times the amount of women, if you were a service member, that are hitting the levels of depression it takes to make them want to kill themselves. And with guys, it's around 32. So I mean, it's still a good solid 33% or so of guys that are above average when it comes to dealing with mental issues, depression, and all that. So I know a lot of people are kind of divided on their feelings about things like war itself, or really, really massive defense fund. Some people think it's really important, it's good for our country. Some people hate it. Some people think that these wars are a positive thing, and it helps give a better presence to people that could potentially harm us. Others think that this is frivolous and it's a waste of time and hurting people. But one thing that I'd like to think we can all agree on is that people that have served, whether or not we agree with it, by the time you get done with it, it's more about knowing that we did our thing together. We served together. We wanted to protect each other. We want to do the job well most of the time, because we just want as many of our guys to survive as possible. We get back home, and a lot of people have mental illnesses. Say about half of my friends that are veterans, to get out, if they've gone to the VA, they get the 70% for mental illness, including myself and a couple other my friends that some of you may even personally know. These guys, we learn to get tougher. We manage it, but I got to emphasize the importance of calling up a veteran, talking to a guy, man. Just reaching out, because one thing I think that we're taught in the military is to be tough. And when we have some mentally challenging moments where our emotions are getting the best of us, we keep on trucking, man. We keep pushing. We try not to complain about things. And I know that's especially true for Marines. So I'd like everybody, no matter what you already plan on doing on Veterans Day, if you've got a couple of veterans buddies, even if they seem like they're in great spirits, just give them a call up. Give them a call, catch up with them, man. Just have a normal conversation. Don't pander to them. Don't treat them like they're frail and weak. But just call them up, man. See how their day's going. It could mean the world to them just to know that you just wanted to call them up on Veterans Day because they're your buddy. And it's the little things that can really change the entire direction for a person going through some of those dark moments. And it was for me on a couple occasions, and I believe it's like that for everyone. you know, you may even find out that some of your friends on Veterans Day may have gone through something terrible during their service and put them in a really dark place. And it's a bad day. It reminds them, you know, or they may have friends like I do that have taken their lives over the years, and it could mean a great deal to them to know that you care enough about them and some of the things that people like us go through, and you just want to check on them. You know, if above that you want to donate to some different things, I personally recommend some of the more standard VSOs or VSOs in general. Got the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, American Legion, and still serving veterans. I've actually gotten assistance from American Legion and still serving veterans. I work with still serving veterans quite frequently. They do a lot. So if you do want to donate, you know, there's those guys, and I strongly recommend them. I think you got to be careful because a lot of the other more publicized, less established ones that are, you know, they still got their 501c3. A lot of that money can get put back into the organization instead of going into spending a lot of time helping veterans. I know there's a lot of people that volunteer and they don't, and there's people that work for those organizations like the Still Serving Veterans and American Legion, and they don't go out there with the ambition to try to make a massive amount of money. They just do hard work, and they genuinely care about the things they're doing. So just something to think about. But overall, you know, just appreciate the fact that these are people that, even if you don't agree with their cause, they got a lot. Some of them got a lot of things going on in their head, especially the ladies, obviously, because, you know, they are the overwhelmingly small minority of troops. And, you know, you can feel really excluded. You can feel kind of alone when you're dealing with some of these issues, and you might not feel like you can relate to some of the other men in those causes. And not to diminish the efforts the military has made over the years to try to make the experience better for women, but there have been a lot of unreported sex assaults and things like that. And, you know, some women have been through some really hard times. The numbers don't lie. The suicide rate being 6 times that almost for female service members as it is for civilian females. You know, it's worth reaching out. So reach out to some people, let them know you care. It'll mean the world to them. And stay posted, man. You know, I'm actually thinking about doing something kind of crazy to raise some money if people donate to Still Serving Veterans, what I personally care about. Might do something wild like shave my head and put on my silky green PT gear and do some PT, like have somebody straight up scream at me with a drill instructor voice and quarter deck me for like 15 minutes. But, you know, that's if you guys would be interested in that. I'd like to raise some money sometime throughout this month for Still Serving Veterans. But the key thing I want everyone to take away from this video is, on Veterans Day, no matter what you do, even if you are a veteran, call one of your buddies up that is a veteran. You never know what he's going through, especially on a day like this. It might remind you of a friend that you wish could still be here, like it does me. So on that note, rest in peace to Jason Long, one of my friends from Afghanistan. So, you know, look out for you guys, man.